And then who's playing left tackle for Kansas City is going to be a big determining factor on, do both of these teams actually get back to the AFC Championship game?
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting is that these teams kind of mirror each other in terms of what they're trying to do to improve themselves. They both know that they need more pass rush, so Kansas City goes out and they draft pass rush in the first round. They wind up drafting Wanya Morris, as you talk about, to kind of bolster what is already a top 1 or 2 offensive line in the NFL. They know that at wide receiver they need more size, so they draft Rashee Rice out of SMU, who, Matt, you know very well, and you understand what he brings to the table. And then in Cincinnati, I mean, look at what they've done. I mean, they draft Miles Turner in the first round. They know this. In order to slow Patrick down, you better have pass rush. So they go out and they say, well, let's just get a little bit more. They get the fastest player in the draft in DJ Turner. And they, and Jordan Battle out of Alabama, who's going to be a nickel safety for them. And they just add that all to Lou Anarumo's mix. So, I mean, what's cool about these two teams is I would be shocked, quite honestly, if these two teams don't meet once again. And I know people will say, well, that sounds kind of boring. I mean, we want to change it up a little bit. Well, yeah, okay. Well, there's a reason why these two teams have been battling it out for the past 2 years consecutively. There's a reason why, in Cincinnati's case, they are 3-1, if you want to take it that way, as far as Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes, because they're a damn good football team. And then there's a reason why Kansas City has won 2 Super Bowls. So knock them off. Somebody do something about it, because if these teams are healthy going into the postseason, I have a feeling we're going to see the same thing running it back in the AFC title game.
And you talk about window of opportunity for the Bengals. We see this across the NFL. Teams taking advantage of a quarterback on their rookie contract before they have to pay the quarterback and surrounding them with pieces.
Sure.
We're seeing that with Burrow now, and they've taken advantage of the early part of his career. This could be a good game to watch. Let's switch to the other.
Not much longer, though, Matt.
No, I know, and that's what I'm saying.
It's going to be expensive.
It's going to be that's going to be a check they have to write. The other holiday game, Dolphins-Jets, day after Thanksgiving. Louis, I'll start with you. I know you like both of these teams. Which one do you believe could potentially be a bigger challenger to that Chiefs throne in the AFC?
Yeah, look, I know this comes with a big caveat, man. And I know people are going to say, well, damn, you can't say that then. But look, I'm sticking with Miami, okay?
Guys in the NFL who are contract years, you get their absolute best every single week. And then their offense, it's loaded with different pieces. It may not be as high-end as Cincinnati. I expect Garrett Wilson to have 100-plus catches and 1,400-plus yards. Allen Lazard is a very good football player. Corey Davis can still play. Mecole Hardman, they got 2 tight ends. Breece Hall. So I don't expect this offense to start slow in New York. I have said this since Aaron Rodgers signed on. This is the most complete roster, the New York Jets in the AFC. And I would argue one of the most complete in the NFL. As much as I love Miami, I think the Jets are a more elite and high-end pass rush unit, and I think that matters versus the Buffalo Bills.
I would also say the AFC is elite when it comes to conferences based on some of the talent we see at quarterback and some of these young teams.
One of these quarterbacks is not going to go to the playoffs. It's either going to be Aaron Rodgers, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Deshaun Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, or Patrick Mahomes. I haven't even said names like Tua or Russell Wilson.
Wow.
One of those guys isn't going to go. It's absolutely ridiculous how loaded it is.
All right, we got to go. That's why we never have to worry about Orlovsky, because he says hot fudge Sunday. Louis, we got to leave it there. He got the last word, sorry.
They drafted Joe Tippmann in the second round to play center for them out of Wisconsin, who was a fantastic player. But it's really going to be about pass rush. Can he stay upright? Is he comfortable? Is he able to then get on the same page with his guys? Obviously, he has Allen Lazard. He has Randall Cobb with him. He's got to get Garrett Wilson going. So really, let's just see whether or not the Buffalo pass rush with Von Miller, Greg Rousseau and company can make him uncomfortable and kind of really delay, maybe all the gratification that the fan base up there in New York is hoping to get with the arrival of the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Of number 8, Aaron Rodgers. This is going to be so bizarre to see, a la Tom Brady with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where we get it right out of the gate week 1. When the rest of the schedule gets announced tonight, it's not going to be a surprise. There's going to be a primetime factor to the Jets this year because of Aaron Rodgers. But
they have football players, and they're coached by an ex-football player in Dan Campbell, who, from all accounts that I have heard, has this team right now believing in every single thing he says. He's going to have the last laugh in all of this. When people were laughing about him in his initial press conference, Dan Campbell is building a monster in Detroit, a legit monster. Forget what you think about the Detroit Lions. And when they go there into Arrowhead, I can promise you this. Kansas City will be in for a fight now because this team is playing good defense. They have got explosive offense, and they believe they can go anywhere and win against anybody. They do not believe they're the same old Detroit Lions, man. And that's why I believe they're being put on prime time, and they'll be on prime time a lot more when people start seeing the kind of damage they're gonna inflict on other teams.
What do we say all the time, especially in football? If there's belief in what's being built, you can really do anything. They've got the belief in the talent. Now, Lions, one of the trendy teams coming into the season. It's so good to talk football with Louis Riddick. And aside from Week 1 games, here's all the other games announced so far. 5 international games, 3 in London, 2 in Germany. 4 games across the Black Friday, Christmas, and New Year's Eve holidays, and a pair of NFC playoff rematches as well. The 49ers play the Cowboys in Week 5 and Eagles in Week 13.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.